Hey y'all, welcome back to the Faithful Farmer Mama. Welcome to 2021. It was a long year, yet it really sort of felt like it flew by. Just pretty weird. But why not start the new year off with a great renovation or refresh in your home? Today, I'm going to share with you a project that we have been working on for a couple weeks now. So it did start in 2020, but it is something that has been on my mind for a while. And now that some things have been done, I'm able to actually start this project. I can't wait to share the finished vent hood that we have been working on with a natural wood tone to match our renovated, refreshed farmhouse kitchen. If you haven't done so before, please go down below, find the subscribe button. Make sure you click that along with the little bell. It will alert you when I post new videos. So today's video actually takes place over a pretty long span. We started it a few months back by pulling off the corbels and then also by pulling off the panels, the box panels that were behind the corbels. But now it's started and now it's finished and it's absolutely gorgeous, and I can't wait to share this project with you. So you'll notice a couple clothing changes, but that is why. So thanks for being here today, guys, and I can't wait to share this with you. As you may remember, I finished the cabinet under my stove a while back to the natural finish, and the vent hood was not done. The owners before us had a faux rustic look on the extra cabinets that were in the kitchen along with my master bathroom, and I really want to change them all to natural wood. So we are working on fixing the vent hood to be a natural color. If you notice there, the corbels are not there anymore. My husband and I pulled those off a couple weeks ago, and we are on the process of trying to decide what to do with the boxes that the corbels were on. If you notice here, they stick out a little bit. They're not really attached to anything, the cabinet above, nor the cabinets on the side. So we are going to actually take those out. These are the corbels. We pulled these off a couple weeks ago. They were natural wood on one side and painted the rustic finish on the other. So now they sit on my farmhouse shelves, and they actually make a really pretty addition. So these are the boxes. We're going to actually tile behind these once we get them out so that we can finish the tile work. These boxes didn't do anything. They just kind of were there. They're not attached to the cabinet, so we're going to tile behind them once we pull them out. This is my trusty handyman. I absolutely adore him. He's very helpful when I say, hey, can you do this? For the most part, he'll take care of it for me. The boxes had a hole underneath of them about the size and width of your fingers, so you could actually stick your fingers up inside of there. So we just decided to try and pull the box off. My husband stuck a crowbar up in there and pulled one off, and then the other one we just pulled off all the pieces. There was actually nothing in these boxes, and there really was no purpose for them other than to attach the corbel to it to try and make it look a little more finished. It was awesome when they finally started coming out. We chipped off all the extra grout so that we can tile fresh on there once we decide to tile. And it was actually pretty easy. It was easy to actually get it all out of there. It made me very happy. So here he's removing an extra piece of tile that they had used. We want to put a fresh tile, a full tile there. So here we go. I'm getting ready to start stripping the vent hood. Our vent hood actually comes apart. It doesn't vent outside. It just vents back up into the house and the attic. So those pieces actually open up and they pop out a little bit when you turn it on. So I am just taping up around the ceiling so that the stripper doesn't get on the ceiling. It will take 3 or 4 coats of stripping material. As you know, I use citrus strip. It's a orange bottle. You can get it on Amazon. I did get mine at Lowe's. It's actually one of the easiest stripping materials I've ever used. It doesn't smell bad. It doesn't burn my fingers. It doesn't burn the roof or the walls, but it takes off paint. It's really funny to me that I can actually hit the wall and it doesn't take the paint off the wall, but it will take the varnish and things off of the wood that I am trying to make back to natural. Here I have actually put on 1 full coat of stripper. You can kind of see it. It's just a little bit shiny and it's a little bit orange. I let it sit for about 15-20 minutes. I have found that if you let citrus strip dry, it's very hard to get off. So I usually just let it sit about 15-20 minutes, sometimes a half hour, and then I go in and start scraping it off. I use a plastic tub that we've had for butter, and I use that along with a metal, like a spackling knife, and I'll just scrape the excess off into the bucket once I get it clean. Here you can kind of see the line where the orange is and where the paint is starting to come off. The cabinet was stained, the natural wood under it was stained a dark brown. That dark brown will take me 2 or 3, sometimes 4 stripping things, sets to actually get it all off. But once I get it off, it'll be much easier to sand it and make it back to its natural glory. You can tell that the stripper is only taking off that first layer of white, but underneath it is dark brown. It is taking a little bit of that brown, but mostly just the white paint. It will need a second coat, and I will do that shortly. But for now, we got to get the white paint off. So after a while of scraping and scratching and wiping and just a lot of work, the vent hood is starting to finally lose all of its white. It's going to take me probably 2, maybe even 3 coats to get the wood back down to here, its natural form, but it's coming along. If you really take a look up at the very top molding piece, you can actually see some of the natural wood coming through. And once I take the sander to it, it will actually get down to its natural form. It would have probably been easier for me to go buy new wood molding at Lowe's or even Home Depot, but then it would have to be cut again. It just was easier just to strip this. This too will probably take 2 or 3 coats. Just to get off the white and then also to get off the dark stain. I also think what I've decided here is that I'm going to actually leave this side piece of this cabinet here natural colored not natural like the vent hood, but the dark brown that it already is, I will probably just get some stain and just stain it the same color as the regular cabinets. Since we've decided not to paint the cabinets, but to leave them dark brown for now, we've decided to probably paint the paint color. Our paint color goes up on the ceiling and the wall. It's the same color, it's dark. We've decided we're gonna actually paint this a natural, a lot lighter natural color, and then paint the ceiling white. So after we do that, then I will decide whether or not I want to paint the cabinets white. As for right now, I really feel like I'm liking the natural up against the full grain wood, and with a lighter color on the walls, I just think it's going to look a lot nicer. Slowly it's coming along. And then this beast. But for now, here is coat number 2. This is day 2. Another coat of stripper. Again, I let it sit for 15-20 minutes, sometimes 30 minutes, depending upon just the paint and what it's doing. I do put it over the entire thing and then come back and start stripping it off. If you notice, even though I had done one whole coat and got most of the white off, look at the difference. As I'm stripping off the white paint, I do have a microfiber towel that I will come back and actually wipe off all of the excess stripper after I've done an area. I do this so that the stripper doesn't dry because it becomes like cement on there, and it also helps to keep it from getting on my clothes. It then also gives me the idea of where I need to use a heavier stripping area so that I can make sure I get off all of the paint and all of the excess stripping material. I hope you remember a few months back, actually probably close to a year now, I bought this Tekpo mouse sander. I bought it to actually do our kitchen here and do parts of our kitchen. Look how beautiful that turned out. That is what our vent hood is going to look like. This is the hood right now as a second coat of stripper has been put on it and taken off, most of it. I haven't done under here. You can see there's a lot of white left, but here, if you notice, most of the white is gone and you can actually even see some of the natural grain in here. I cannot wait to get this dark color off so that it matches that there. So I'm just gonna sand a little part of it so that you can kind of see what it's gonna look like. Sanding is a lot of work, a lot of arm work, but I had to show you how beautiful this wood is going to be. When sanding, I start with a 60 grit and we'll move up to a 220 grit before I actually urethane it. Well, it's going to take a lot of sanding, but look how beautiful. I'm gonna have some pretty good muscles on my arms by the time I'm done. Well, y'all, I hate to leave you in suspense, but this is the end of part 1 of the vent hood. Join us back next time for a little bit more of this to be finished, along with this spot right here. Got a little bit of a surprise for you. Thanks for being part of my channel, guys. God bless.